My name's Ann Stuhldreher, and I direct the San Francisco Financial Justice Project, and I'm also a senior fellow with the Aspen Financial Security Program. I'm really excited that I'm here today with Rosalia Grillier with the Illinois POWER-PAC COFI. Rose, I just would love to ask you some questions about your work, which has been so tremendous, the leadership that you and other women have shown in Chicago. And I know in your recent report you found that so many families are hit really hard by various city fines and fees. Can you tell me about your own experience with tickets or these fines and fees in Chicago?
Sure, absolutely. And I really don't want to make it about me because it's so widespread. However, I have experienced directly receiving tickets that were sometimes doctored or predatory, having my car booted, paying off the boot, having the car towed, losing not only the car but the items that were in the car, and with no resolve. And then they had the audacity to present those very same tickets to me approximately 5 years later. And there are many more horror stories around these issues that we're facing in Illinois.
Right, and I know that you all interviewed hundreds of Chicago residents to put together your report. What are some of the things that you heard in those interviews?
Well, so in Chicago directly, one story that comes to mind is a coworker of mine, Rosalva Nava, who was a victim of domestic violence. And after being victimized by her husband, she was re-victimized by the city because he had run up all of this debt and tickets, and she was responsible for paying it. Okay, and so she makes an effort to do that. And when you can't even take the little money that you already don't have to make a payment because they want astronomical amounts, then they take away your ability to do what is right and be responsible and your ability to pay for debt that you owe. And so it's a no-win situation, basically.
Mm. What are the solutions that you all are recommending? What would you like to see happen in Chicago?
I would like to see a financial wellness initiative or financial justice. I mean, choose the word you want, but as long as it creates an ability for people to pay their debt, as long as it doesn't create the hardships and the burden, and as long as it doesn't either push people into poverty that aren't there or take the people who are already in poverty and create life threatening situations, homelessness, depression, suicide. Just so many negative impacts are taking place as a result of these things. And I'd like to see that change.
Right. What makes you hopeful that you can see progress in Chicago?
So I'm very hopeful. COFI POWER-PAC Illinois has partnered with everyone, other organizations, legislators, the mayor's office, aldermen. And so we're bringing, in our debt spiral report, it highlights a lot of the findings that parents actually, along with Loyola Curl, did the research to bring this to the forefront. But also our partners at Woodstock have gone further to prove that this is the truth. And so we're presenting this in the hopes that not only can we lift the burden that so many people are experiencing through this, but we can help actually bring that revenue back to the city and the state, because you cannot get blood from a turnip. And until they create an ability for people to pay this, they're not going to get that money. And so it's a win-win if we can have this kind of collaboration be successful.
That's right. Is there anything you think people don't understand about the work you're doing or the women you work with at POWER-PAC?
I think the main thing that people don't understand is that these are not numbers. These are actual human beings that are being predicated upon, that are going against the very fabric that our Constitution says we the people, in order to form a more perfect union. And how do you have a perfect union if you're killing off your husband or your wife? So
Thank you so much.